Shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Kahala Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh. Okay, Yasharal. This one right here, man, I really tried to hold back my hand on this one, but I really feel as though I can't hold my hand back anymore. But go ahead and get into it. The Book of Mormon is pure blasphemy. It's bigotry, and it's outright bullshit. Okay? I'm not going to take too very long on this. I'm going to do this one out of love. If you have a problem with this, you know where to inbox. You know how to get in contact with me. But I'm going to tell you now, you better come out swinging, because I always intend to. All right, let's go ahead, Yasharal. Let's knock their head off, man. So we're going to start right here. And I'm going to only go into this once. I'm not going to go into this twice. All right, excuse me. So this is the Book of Mormon. The Lord told Nephi, and this is, we're going to deal with chapter 1 and chapter 5. Well, first Nephi and second Nephi. The Lord told Nephi that if his brothers rebelled, they would be cut off from the presence of the Lord. And this is first Nephi, chapter 2, verse 21. And after the death of their father, the new world Nephi and those who would follow him fled into Lamon or Lamel, and their followers, which resulted in the older brother being cut off from the Lord because they no longer had a prophet, Nephi, among them. Second Nephi 5:20. It is in this very next verse that Nephi speaks of the curse on his brothers. So what is the curse? Which the Lord brought about that they not be exciting unto my people. Second Nephi chapter 5, verse 21. This means that the skin of blackness was imposed. Bullshit, he just told you it was a curse. Think about it. It's imposed as not a curse, but so the righteous followers of Nephi should not mingle with the unrighteous followers of Lamon. So we're going to stop right there. If anybody who ain't catching this, what they're trying to tell you is that Nephi is the whites and that Lamon are the dark-skinned people of the world, and it's telling you that they're unrighteous because of their skin. Okay, so we're going to do this because I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to hold my tongue back. See, when you get too far into this Book of Mormon, it's because you done got too far away from this. It's very simple. So let's show you how the Book of Mormon is sidestepping the Torah and how the Book of Mormon does not line up with the Torah. So let's go with this. That's going to be Genesis chapter 2, verse number 7. And Yahweh Elohim formed man of dust. You see that? From the ground, and he blew into his nostrils a soul of life, and man became a living being. One more time. And Yahweh God formed the man of dust from the ground, and he blew into his nostrils a soul of life, and man became a living being. So I guess Jake done forgot what dust looked like. Okay. Yahweh formed man of the dust. You know, the dirt. You see the colors? Dirt, right? So, number one, the Book of Mormon is already sidestepping this because Yahweh has already let you know man is formed from this. But the Book of Mormon is going to tell you that to have dark skin is a curse. So we're finna go ahead and we're going to deal with some things. We're going to deal with that word Lamon, and we're going to deal with Nephites. And I'm going to show you where this comes from. So let's go. We're going to go into Online Etymology Dictionary. Layman is what it came up to when you type it in. Let me make sure. Lamon. Now you see that? It's the same thing. And it popped right up as layman. Just for you think I was doing something funny. Layman. Non-cleric. Early 15th century. From lay plus man. Similar formation in Old Farnish, Lekman, Danish, Lagadman. Meaning outsider. unprofessional person, non-expert. So it's already telling you that the dark-skinned people are outsiders. Unprofessional person, non-expert, right? So we're going to deal now with this word Nephites. So when we deal with Nephites, we're going to simply plug that word in. And when we plug that word in, let's go ahead and show you what popped up. There are no results found for Nephites. So this word don't even exist. Now, I should stop right here. But I'm going to continue to damage you until you understand what you're doing dealing with this. So now let's go and let's go to the translation. So I tried to translate it, right? Nephites, and it pops up as this, right? So we're going to copy that. We're going to plug that in a new tab, right? So when we plug that in a new tab, we're going to see what we get off it. There are no results for these characters. Check your spelling or try different keywords. There are no results for this translation. So what does that tell you? This word is fake. It's made up. Now, let's keep going. So now what we're going to do, let's check the scriptures. We already showed you that Yahweh has already told you he formed man from the dirt. And we've already took a look at the dirt. So then we're going to do, let's go to prophet Ezekiel, right? It was Ezekiel 8, verse number 2. Then I beheld, and lo, likeness as the appearance of fire, the appearance of his loins even downward fire, and from his loins even upward, the appearance of a brightness as the color of amber. So let's take a look at amber. So let's pull up an amber stone. Oh, okay. So this is an amber stone, right? Got a golden brown color, right? Ooh, look at that. You see that? Oh, look at that. A raw amber. Well, so Ezekiel is telling you the angel that he took a peep at is the color of amber. And a raw amber stone is that. All right. So, okay. I'm trying to hold back my laughing. I am, because this ain't funny. Like, this is really a serious matter. But it's just odd because brothers are so bugged out of their mind by dealing with this madness that you've deviated so far away from your Torah that now this is corrupting your mind. Okay? And so we've dealt with that. We've dealt with that. All right, so now let's go into the scriptures. And let's prove. So you're going to have some brothers going to say, no, man, they was a lost tribe of Israel. Well, you know what? I'm going to deal with that right now. And I'm going to use both, my KJV and my stones. Now I'm going to show you. We're going to dispel one of the oldest running lies. Okay? Well, I'm going to show you there's no such thing as no 12 lost tribes of Israel. That's a lie. And I'm going to prove it to you. We're going to go to 2 Chronicles chapter 30, right? And so we're going to start at verse number 6, and we're going to destroy that whole lost tribes myth. So the post went with the letters, because remember, that this is the Hezekiah's proclamation, and remember, he's about to do this because we're about to observe the Passover. So look what he says. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 30, starting at verse number 6. So the post went with the letters from the king to his princes through all Israel and Judah. Uh-oh. You see that? And according to the commandments of the king, saying, ye children of Israel, turn again to Yahweh Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and he will return, now listen, and he will return the remnant of you that are escaped out of the hand of the king of Assyria. Whoa, wait. So this is Hezekiah. So the tribes are back, right? Oh, you don't believe that? Let's keep going. So watch this. Verse number 10. So the post passed from the city to city through the country of Ephraim and Manasseh, even unto Zeboiim, and they laughed at them and scorned and mocked them. But Ephraim, Manasseh, and Zeboiim, they're present with Hezekiah. So there is no lost tribes. We're all back with Hezekiah. You don't believe that? Watch this. Because that 10 lost tribes is a myth. And if you was really in your Torah, you would know that's a myth. Now watch this. We're still in 2 Chronicles chapter 30. It says, for a multitude of people, even as many of Ephraim and Manasseh and Issachar and Zeboiim, had not cleansed themselves, yet did they eat the Passover otherwise. And it was written, but Hezekiah prayed for them, saying, good Yahweh, pardon everyone. So this is Ephraim, Zeboiim, Manasseh, and Issachar are all back with Hezekiah. So there are no lost tribes. You still don't want to believe that? Let's keep going. Now I'm finna hurt you now. Now watch this. 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 25. And all, keyword all, the congregation of Judah with the priests and the Levites and all the congregation that had came out of Israel and all the strangers that came out of the land of Israel that dwelt in Judah rejoiced. So we're here, y'all. I mean, what more do I need to show you? There is no lost tribes. We're back with Hezekiah. One more time. What'd he say? The remnant of you that are escaped out of the hand of the king of Assyria. So there is no lost tribes. That's the myth. And for you know what? And let me just go and show you this. Just for you don't understand what you're reading. So the post passed from city to city through the country of Ephraim, Manasseh, even unto Zeboiim. So when you look at these maps, for anybody who's not understanding, Ephraim, Manasseh, they more or less dwelled on the north, on this side of the river. And when he says from Ephraim to Manasseh, he's talking about from up here, all the way down here. That's why he said the post. That's why he says, so the post passed from city to city through the country of Ephraim, Manasseh, even unto Zeboiim. Remember, Zeboiim is not up there with Ephraim and Manasseh. Zeboiim is more south. So Hezekiah has sent the letter through the whole land, gathering all the tribes for Passover. There is no lost tribes, y'all. That's a deception made up by our enemies. And so let's continue to go. Let's continue to prove that. That is a false doctrine. And I'm going to show you for anybody, man, no, they was lost and living in the wilderness. No, they wasn't, bro. Because, see, it's subject matter you got to deal with. You need to deal with the subject matter. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to Jeremiah 43, 42. Then all the captains of the forces of Johan, the son of Corinne, and Jezaniah, the son of Hosea, and all the people from the least even to the greatest of them came. So we're all here. This is Jeremiah's time. Remember, we're all here under Hezekiah, and Jeremiah is still showing you we're all still here. And now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get rid of the enemy, because this is not a rebuke of that nature. This is a rebuke to get up out of that book. So, excuse me, Salaki. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go back into this book, and I'm going to show you something. And the burden of proof is going to be on you. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to ask you, now you have the burden of proof. Now I'm going to show you something. When we go to Jeremiah 44, because this is going to be key, y'all. When we go into Jeremiah 44, no matter which translation you get, the Stones or the KJV, we go and get there on both, just so you can understand this. And like I said, let me say this now. This is not an isolated incident. I'm not picking on any particular person. My people are being deceived with this madness. So it's time to put a halt to this. Now, if you remember, as we just went over in Jeremiah 44, remember the Queen of Heaven worshipers? Remember, they ran into Egypt These is facts. If you know your Torah, you should know. The Queen of Heaven worshippers ran into Egypt, right? But I want you to remember something. You got two books we're going to deal with. Ezra, Nehemiah. Reconstruction of Judah, 400 BC. Reconstruction of Judah, 400 BC. What is Ezra and Nehemiah about? These are about the exiles returning. But here go the key. You ready for it? Show me. The burden of proof is on you. Show me anywhere in this Torah that it ever told you the exiles. Show me anywhere in this Torah that it told you the Queen of Heaven worshippers ever came back from Egypt, because they never did. Show me. Who? What prophet? Because the two that deal with most of our returning will be Ezra and Nehemiah. And what do they tell you about? They tell you about the captives coming back from Babylon. Not Egypt. And so I'm going to say this again. The burden of proof is on you. Show me where I can find any of the Queen of Heaven worshippers ever returning. This is your burden of proof. So I'm going to show you. I just want you to know what we ain't going to go into the verses. Priest who returned from Babylon. Nehemiah 12. You see that? So I want you to show me, out of all of our prophets, show me one person that ever told you the Queen of Heaven worshippers ever returned. Show me. The only two who talked about the return of the exiles are the exiles returning from Babylon. Hezekiah told you that we escaped from Assyria, but show me anywhere that the Queen of Heaven worshippers returned from Egypt. I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to find it because it ain't in there. The Queen of Heaven worshippers never came back. Only the people from Babylon came back. So if you can find that somewhere, please, I would like chapter, book, and verse. But as of right now, two books, Ezra, Nehemiah, they both tell you our return. But they do not tell of the Queen of Heaven worshippers coming back. You know why? Because in the book of Ezra, what is it dealing with in the book of Ezra? It's dealing with our genealogy charts and who was the son of who. Now remember, when the Queen of Heaven worshippers would have came back, they would have had to have that same chart. Show me somewhere in the Torah where the Queen of Heaven worshippers ever come back. I'm going to go and tell you, you can't do it. But I would love to see you try. Okay, and let's go ahead and we're going to look at a little bit more. I'm going to jump into our book, Blacks in Antiquity, right? And I'm just going to show one part, because I'm going to show you the ideology of these people who write blasphemous books like the Book of Mormon. It was the Ethiopian, which just means dark-skinned person. It was the Ethiopian, the blackest of the remotest of men, who was selected as an important symbol of Christianity's mission. What is Christianity's mission? By Ethiopians, all nations were signified. Jebus came into the world to make blacks white. And that's exactly what your Book of Mormon is trying to teach you. That you being melanated is a sin, and them being white is righteous. So, if you're attempting to stand on that, I'm gonna show you what you really doing. And just to let you know, I'm the program who's been resent to reboot your file. It's a blunt instrument. It's supposed to hurt. And before we go into this, look, this right here was an easy one. Let's do it one more time, just before. This was an easy one, bro. Genesis 2:7. And Yahweh Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground, and he blew into his nostrils the soul of life, and man became a living being. Formed the man of dust. Listen, bro. You really don't want this, bro. I'm too graceful with this. I'm like a fat ballerina doing the splits. You gonna make this real easy for me because I keep my Torah, bro. And if you dealing with stuff like this, you on the road to being bugged out. They use books like this to try to justify why everybody's the Israelite. But I'm gonna show you what you actually look like. Because you want to defend it, please defend it. But I'm gonna show you what you look like to your people.
What about black on black crime? Where the white women at? All white peoples ain't bad. We is our own worst enemy. What about black on black crime? Where the white women at? All white peoples ain't bad. We is our own worst enemy. What about black on black crime? Where the white women at? All white peoples ain't bad. We is our own worst enemy. What about black on black crime? Where the white women at?
That's exactly what you look like. You see that? Look like a damn fool.
We is our own worst enemy. What about black on black crime? Where the white women at? All white peoples ain't bad.
Remember what Ezekiel saw. Remember? Ezekiel saw the color of amber. Just in case you don't forget, because Jake is simple-minded. A raw amber stone. Remember? When Ezekiel took a peek at that angel, that's what he seen. The color of that angel. Okay. I want to say all praises to Yahweh. Kahala Yahweh. If you offended, come with your doctrine. But please come out swinging. Because I'm going to stop this right now. I could destroy your ass for about 30, 40 more minutes and I'm not going to do it. Wake up, people. Wake up, y'all. The Book of Mormon is not Hebrew scriptures. It's not it. No matter how much you don't want to know that. Kahala Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Shalom, y'all.